It was early October, the air crisp with the scent of fallen leaves and damp earth. Park Ranger Wyatt had always loved this time of year. The Smoky Mountains were alive with the brilliant display of red, orange, and gold, and despite the eerie quiet that often settled over the deeper parts of the forest, he found comfort in the solitude. That was until he got the call. A woman, Ola, reported her husband Toby and sister-in-law Kelly are missing. They had gone on a fishing trip near Wolf Creek the previous afternoon, but never returned. With daylight fading, Wyatt grabbed his gear and set off, hoping it was just a case of lost track of time. When he arrived at the lake, he found their truck parked near the boat launch, an empty trailer behind it. A local fisherman nearby mentioned seeing them heading west toward a secluded campsite. But when Wyatt asked if he could ferry him across the river, the man hesitated, his face darkening. "I'll take you across," he said, voice low. "But I ain't going anywhere near Wolf Creek after dark." Wyatt didn't press further. He had heard the stories, but he wasn't one to believe in folklore. He accepted the ride and hiked the remaining mile along the river's edge. The woods were unnervingly still, save for the occasional rustling in the underbrush. When he reached the campsite, unease settled in his gut. 2 tents, both torn open as if something had clawed through them. Sleeping bags and gear were scattered around, and a distinct metallic scent filled the air. Blood. Not a lot, but enough to suggest something had gone very wrong. A notebook lay near one of the bags. The last entry chilled him. Kelly wrote, "We got here late and set up camp. Ola caught 3 fish and I got 2. Toby swears he had a monster on his line, but it got away. After dinner, we sat around the fire telling stories. Toby tried to scare us with some tale about a creature in these woods. He said people vanish out here, leaving behind nothing but shredded tents and blood trails." He laughed it off, but Ola and I did not. Toby kept glancing into the trees like he was waiting for something to step out. Later that night, I woke up to something moving outside our tent. Heavy breathing, snorting, footsteps circling the camp. Toby must be messing with us. Ola whispered that she saw something, but I told her it was just Toby playing a joke. We stayed quiet, listening. Then we heard it, low, guttural growling. Not Toby. The tent ripped open. I don't remember much after that. Just screams. Ola shouting. Something dragging Toby away into the woods. I think it's still out there, watching. Wyatt's blood ran cold. The sun had nearly set, and the forest seemed to close in around him. A rustling sound to his left made his skin prickle. Slowly, he turned his flashlight in that direction. A set of eyes gleamed in the darkness. Too high off the ground to belong to any normal animal. The thing didn't move. It only watched. The air grew thick with the stench of decay. Wyatt backed away, his fingers tightening around his radio. Static. No signal. He had to get out of there. Now. The moment he turned, the sound of snapping branches erupted behind him. Heavy footsteps. A deep, unnatural growl vibrated through his chest. He sprinted, heart pounding, as something massive crashed through the underbrush behind him. He didn't dare look back. The river. He could hear it. The fisherman's boat was still there, tied to a post. He leaped in, untying it with trembling fingers. As he pushed off from shore, he saw it. Standing at the tree line, partially hidden in the shadows, was a monstrous figure. Its shape was almost human, but twisted, elongated. Sharp, dagger-like teeth, long blade-like claws, and eyes burning like embers. Then it let out a sound, a mix between a scream and a snarl that echoed through the valley. Wyatt didn't stop rowing until he reached the opposite shore. By then, the night was silent again. But he knew better. The 3 missing people he was looking for were not coming back. And whatever took them was still out there, waiting.